All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me on this very exciting day of ESO news. It's still not showing up as live on my end here, so gonna wait for that to refresh properly before I really dive into it here. And as always, please don't judge my YouTube feed over here. What's going on? Still says waiting for Spopes. Why does it say that? Okay, there we go. Now I think we're going live. Okay. So, for those who have not yet heard, ESO is dead. It's over. They're shutting the servers. Also, your account is going to be charged for $10,000 every time you log in from now on. Just the way it is. No, of course not. And I want to be really understanding, but I am also seeing so much hysteria that I'm also definitely going to need to push back against that in this stream. I mean, let's focus on the obvious. Losing a huge chunk of your team is awful. But what's even more awful is responding to that by unsubscribing to the game, which is what I'm seeing a ton of. For some reason, the response to, in one sentence, they're saying, "Oh, these evil corporate overlords, they're taking the game away from us because Xbox is bad." They're like, "Well, why not just continue their work by taking away one of the largest sources of revenue in the game? Like, ESO's dead, so instead of saving it, let's all pile on and make like this is like, Microsoft comes in and knocks ESO to the ground, then we come and kick it in the head. It's just kind of it's a bizarre approach to the situation that I don't quite understand. Um, yeah. What did Gina Bruno do to be unpopular? Man, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna touch that one with a 100-foot pole, guys. Um, yeah, no, it's witty something. It's tons of people saying that they're canceling ESO Plus over this. I can completely understand, like, when they switched away from the chapter model to seasons, like, that makes sense. Like, okay, the game itself actually changed. I don't like it anymore. Fair enough. Like, go ahead and quit, right? But in this case, literally nothing has changed about the game. It's just like it's like a rap battle where someone chokes and the audience senses weakness and they start jeering. Like it's like sharks that smell blood in the water, and now they're all closing in on the prey. I don't know. I'll put it this way: we have an amazing community in ESO in so many ways, but it is also just rife with mental illness and people who I don't maybe even demon possessed. They just don't even know what they're doing anymore. The reaction we've seen is just nuts. So I was thinking a good way to start this off would be watching Skinny's video here. And I'll give my reaction. This is now a few hours old and things have changed in the interim. But I think this would be a good summary just to kind of get an idea of what happened. So we're gonna at least watch part of this, at least to get like the gist, and then I'll move on to covering some of the other things, like what's the actual like source material, uh, info that has come out since then.
All right, y'all. Coming here with not great news.
Let me
In
check the
fact,
audio levels.
worse than not great. Really,
Yeah, we're
really,
good.
really sad. Awful news. So Xbox, Microsoft is laying off a ton of people today and throughout the year. 1,600 today, 3,200 throughout the year. Unfortunately, ZOS was hit.
So let's all remember, okay, everyone's blaming Aisha Sharma for this, and I don't like her, but let's be realistic here. This is 1/3 of the layoffs that happened instantly last year around this time, and it's being spread out. That was the first point where I was like, "Wait, is this hysteria or is there something actually, like, grounding this in fact?"
Pretty bad with this. From Jason Schreier here. Studios in the Bethesda organization, like ID Software and ZeniMax Online Studios, are not shutting down, but are cutting a significant number of staff this morning, per sources. We've already had some of their team members post on Blue Sky and Twitter and various social media areas talking about this. Catherine Souza, I believe Quest lead.
So this person did so much damage to the story of the situation today. She came out and hyperbolically started screaming, "ESO lost half its team." That is not true. I don't know if he put the follow-up here. Yeah, no, she eventually did follow up, and she deleted that post. I can't actually tell because I refuse to have a Blue Sky account, and I can't look at this without an account. Uh, but now she dialed this back and said, "It's okay, it's actually half of the active development team." But she's just saying this is based on the people she knows. I don't know if she's actually counted them. I don't know if she knows how many people. I mean, this is just kind of just one person saying this, but this is basically all the information we have regarding how many people were actually laid off was this one hyperbolic, hysterical, fake Twitter post. So let's just keep that in mind. All right.
For ESO, she said ESO lost half of its team today.
BS.
If you've ever enjoyed the game in any way, let these people know. Their hard work and creative efforts helped make something that brought joy to millions of people that didn't deserve to be unceremoniously tossed out for shareholder value. And couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Brilliant writers, designers, and artists are now without security. These people would make a wonderful addition to any creative project. I was not impacted, but I am very unsure of my own future. Our team is so small now, I don't know what we can reasonably do anymore.
And again, by our team, she means the active development team, not Crown Store stuff, not keeping the game maintained and running. So everyone's saying this is going to be another New World situation. That, in my opinion, is so extremely unlikely. I'm not huffing copium to say that. I'll get more into this later, but just the likelihood of this being another New World is extremely low.
But for now, the people that were impacted need support and community. And totally agree with what she's saying here. Like, I know we've all had our periods of headbutting with different things. ZOS.
Yeah, literally, they said they were going to hire you, Skinny, and then they said they aren't. That's some headbutting for you.
Has done in the past, and it's been a bumpy road. There's been ups and downs, but in a time like this, I think we can agree to come together and to say thank you to ZOS for all of the wonderful memories that they have given us, right?
And he's acting like this is somebody's funeral. Bruh. I mean, I never actually watched Skinny Cheeks, but this is kind of painful.
There's been, there's a reason we're all here and we're all spending time together around the Elder Scrolls Online. It's a really special game to many of us, and a lot of these people that lost their jobs are people that are a big reason that the game is so special to us. So if you're gonna,
I mean, no, maybe I can say with 100% certainty of it that Gina Bruno never made this game special to me.
Reach out to any of them today. Be kind. Like, regardless of if you've agreed with all of their decision making or whatnot, like, be kind. This is a really tough time. Not only for the people that lost their jobs, but for the team that is still there, right?
Yeah. I'm just kind of browsing the chat, like I say. So Gina was terrible to Nephis, but also there's this clip of her and what's the guy who quit, the European guy, Alcast, where Alcast was just trying to like explain to her, no one's gonna hear you unless you're talking to the mic. And she turns and like snaps at him like a rabid dog and says, I don't need you to mansplain to me how to use a microphone. Yes, girl. Like that was when I was like, I'd always kind of gotten bad vibes, but then I was like, wow, that is peak psycho material right there.
They just lost half their studio.
No, they didn't, bro. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I can't watch this anymore. I can't. I can't. I can't watch this because he's just taking this and parroting it. He's just taking this person who should never have posted this. Like, uh, if she does keep her job after posting this, I'd be very surprised because I'm sure this was one of the primary catalysts for people then tripping the F out and canceling their subs and now Skinny is basically about to cry. He's acting like his best friend and his dog died on the same day that he crashed his car and lost his job. And now everyone who's watching this is going to think the same thing. When literally in the same thread here, it's retracted. She said it wasn't true. If I understand, she's later deleted this whole top post. Okay, so what do we do now? Okay. I'm gonna start recording this because I'm gonna make the rest of this into a video. So what do we actually do know about this situation with the ESO layoffs and how it's going to affect the game? Well, we do have some actual credible information that isn't hysterical hyperbole. So there is a thread here titled Huge Layoffs at ZeniMax. A lot of ESO devs impacted. And so this person is also saying that this content, like it, one thing, like, how do you even know who these people are, what they really do with titles like senior content designer? And there's like 100 people with that name, right? But anyway, it first talks about in this forum post how she said half the team was laid off. Now that's down to half of the active development team. And who knows what the number actually is. Okay. Uh, but these are the people who are actually guaranteed, confirmed to have been let go. So most notably Gina Bruno, most famous for doing cooking shows on company time and showing off her dog when she wasn't mismanaging the Discord controls on the stream. And also browbeating, humiliating, and attacking content creators who didn't toe the company line. A company girl, you might say. But just based on the way she's behaved throughout the years, I feel like she was supremely underqualified for the position of power she held. So God bless you, Gina Bruno, in whatever you go on to do. But I can't see this as a loss for the game. I just there's no way that I can wrap my mind around saying like this is actually bad for the game that Gina Bruno's gone. It's bad for Gina Bruno, and we can feel bad for her about that. But will ESO be affected in any way, shape, or form in a negative capacity by her no longer being with the company? No, no. More debatable is Mike Finnegan, who was the lead dungeon designer. But again, based on my observations throughout the years, let's just say he gave me bad vibes. And that's not like, thank God I'm not in a position of power at Microsoft, so I can't just fire people who give me bad vibes. And again, I'm sorry for him and in the situation he's in now. But it is, in my mind, debatable whether losing him, like, if he was really this massive storehouse of value within the game, where this is really going to hurt anything. I don't know. Gina, I'm a little bit more sure that it's probably really going to have zero negative effects and actually possibly considerable positive effects. Mike, I don't know. But then I don't recognize any of these other names. None of them. But I do think we should count them. I think we should count them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. And then some people at Bethesda got let go, but that's not even connected. So Freemason involvement confirmed, 33 were let go. But guys, so how many people actually work at ZOS? Anyone know? Because I know, but you guys tell me, who actually knows this? No Google, just off the top of your head, how many employees does ZOS have? Do the Final Jeopardy music. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boom boom boom. All right, contestants, let's see your answers. Keith Martin, you wrote down 75. I'm so sorry, Keith. That is grossly incorrect. Augustin the Blood Raven, hundreds. Correct, but not specific enough. Sati Vacation, 12. Honey Child, what are you smoking? Yes, there were 12 people in the studio and 33 got laid off. 250, I think it's Tree Fitty. Thank you very much. 6, 7. The actual correct answer is approximately 400. It fluctuates, but approximately 400. So what proportion of 400 is 33? And I'm saying, this is just confirmed, right? These are the confirmed people laid off. But what proportion of 400 is 33? Well, it's 1/12, approximately. I did that in my head because I got a giant brain to fit in this giant head, and I'm smart as a whip, Sonny. I can do basic division. Yeah, it's around 1/12 of the staff. Google says 250. Does Google really say that? Let's see what Google says about that. My AI is saying 300 to 700. But I mean, my research that I did into this during the whole Blackbird thing said right around 400. And I forget exactly how I came to that conclusion, but I did a considerable amount of actual research to figure that out. And it's potentially fluctuated, but a lot of the people who were let go through Blackbird were then repurposed back into ZOS. So let's say it was 300. So about a tenth were confirmed laid off. 1/10 is apparently half now. in Blue Sky logic. Let's see if there's been any update to this. Any more confirmed layoffs? Let's just go to the last page here. No. No, this is where they would be. They would put them in this thread. And there are no confirmed layoffs beyond that. So these are people who've probably like updated their LinkedIn profiles or made posts about it. And from what I can understand, like, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but the only other information we have supporting this is that hyperbolic Blue Sky post from that person who has already retracted her original findings. But that is not the only information we have, okay? We do also have an official post from Jessica Folsom. So Jessica's still there. Zos Kevin is still there. Those people have not left at all. So let's just read what she has to say here. This is again from Jessica Folsom, who's probably now taken Gina's job, is my guess. As we get ready to launch season 1 this week, we wanted to reaffirm our commitment to the Elder Scrolls Online. Our team's immediate focus is on launching season 1, which we're all excited for you to jump into. Looking beyond season 1, the roadmaps we previously shared will be shifting. We want to take the time to evaluate the work in front of us and then lock down an updated schedule. While we'd love to share a concrete detail today, a shitty walk. While we'd love to share concrete details today, stepping back to get our plans straight will let us come back to you with a clear timeline. The game is nothing without you, our community. That's really evident today. Thank you for sticking with us and for everything you bring to Tamriel. Basically, please don't unsubscribe. And I'm with that. Like, why are people unsubscribing over this? Like, I'm not saying subscribe to the game or else, right? Like, if you don't want to be part of the game anymore, but it's like Lord of the Flies logic to see the studio struggling and in need of your help and then to kick it while it's down. Oh, hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I forgot. I didn't turn up the AC today after having it low last night. It's going to get super cold in here. Hang on. Yeah. My wife just started whining at me how she's cold. She was just kidding, though. So anyway, Jessica did post this. Okay. And then going back to that thread we were just on page 3, we have a post from Zos Kevin. You're also confirming he's still there, right? Just want to say thank you for the kindness shown to us today. Whether impacted by the layoffs or not, everyone who has worked on ESO appreciates the kindness and grace for the contributions they made to the game. If you see folks out or on social media, make sure to share extra love, though no physical contact, please. That's battery. We are working on following up with leadership on next steps. So we'll update once we have more info. Mr. Build Dad. We saw this coming when they wanted to stop releasing zones and shift into battle passes. You know, that was actually Matt Fearer's idea, right? This goes back to mid 2024 is when they probably had the idea originally. And I think it was for the purpose of what they call corporate agility. And also the game had kind of reached a milestone of being 10 years old. I don't know. I don't know. I see, I try to look at this as objectively as possible, where yes, I do have a stake in this game. I've built a lot of evergreen content. I cover all the news. I could shift, right? It would really not be that difficult for me to shift to a different focus. And to be honest with you, I intend to eventually. Not like I'll never abandon ESO entirely as long as it's running, but I'm pursuing the lucky ghost model. I'm gonna be the next lucky ghost, which means this one horse town ain't big enough for me in the end anyway. So with that in mind, like I'm not as invested in this as say Skinny Cheeks is. This is literally all he's ever done, probably all he'll ever do. So I don't think I have as much reason to have copium. I'm not saying he even has a copium. I'm saying he's the opposite. He's being a total doomer. But so I really in the hour since I've learned about this, I've been really trying to do some deep thinking about trying to set aside subjectivity to look at this from a purely objective lens. And all I can really say at this point is that I have to withhold judgment. Like I can't tell if this is good or bad. I I saw something in the chat a while back. Someone saying AI will do these people's jobs better than they did. I mean, maybe all right. Like maybe first of all, this is one of the first things I thought when I heard about this. It's like, does ZOS actually need all these employees to function when they're only coming to the office 2 times a day? When from everything we've seen, there's a corporate culture at ZOS, and this is based on testimonies from previous employees on LinkedIn and stuff like that. This is a nerd friendly, laid back work environment. We all just get along and we're friends and we hang out all day and yay, it's like Disneyland. That's basically what we've heard, at least in the last 5 years out of ZOS, is like, whatever. You want to work, you don't want to work, just, show up every once in a while and we'll give you a hug and we'll collect squishmallows. And so that's kind of the attitude we're having. And when every dev stream is an absolute disaster, where they have technical difficulties, where nobody has good equipment, when there's clearly such a lackadaisical attitude toward the development of the game within the studio. And I get flack for this. I get people saying, "Well, this game wouldn't exist without them. This game that you love so much, and you just play it as a passive participant. You should grovel at the feet of the developers and lick their boots." And like, so I know guys who are like super negative and just dissing on the staff at ZOS all the time, and I'm not that. I just maybe the fact that I'm a dad, right? Like, as a dad, you love your children, you support them, but you also encourage the best out of them. You develop them. So the developers need to develop themselves. Somehow along the way, all the signs point to the fact that some unofficial memo, like likely not an official memo, right? Because that would be bad for whoever wrote that. But some unofficial memo went out. Just some kind of vibe got put out there, informing everyone at ZOS that minimal effort was acceptable. The bare minimum was the norm. I think it was the fact that the game was so financially successful while still being so problematic in so many ways. Like, oh, well, people actually don't need us to fix the problems. They don't need us to make the game good. They'll still keep paying us, so who cares? We get our paychecks paid for. We just kind of throw them a bone every once in a while. Oh yeah, look, here's a new thing. Go fetch. Keep them distracted for 2 months. They get back to the same daily grind they've been sucked into for 10 years. Do we really need to go the extra mile? What's going to happen in that situation? I mean, this might work for an independent studio, but when you are owned by is Microsoft still the largest tech company in the world, or is it Amazon now? But or Google, like, but anyway, Microsoft is one of the biggest tech companies in the world. Their whole thing is numbers. It's basically the whole company is basically AI at this point, right? Nobody cares about human feelings or human comfort. It's all about the bottom line. So if you have a company ethos of the bare minimum being the norm, well, it means two things. First of all, you're going to come under the scrutiny of your parent company. And then it also means objectively that if you have, let's say it is half the staff that got laid off, which it isn't, but let's say it is. If you have half the people firing on all cylinders, that is the same for the bottom line in terms of output as having twice the people at 50% output. But it's way better for the bottom line because all those salaries are gone. All that overhead is gone. You don't have to pay the people anymore. Right? Right. So I have trouble with this because it's not like I'm some unfeeling psychopath. Like, you have worked really hard for years, and everyone who was laid off was in some way part of creating the world of ESO that we know and love today. But another point I want to make is that for the most part, layoffs are neither arbitrary nor random. Occasionally in the corporate milieu, in the gestalt of decisions from which layoffs emerge, there are mistakes because these are still decisions made by human beings, right? And AI can make mistakes too, but these are still, from what you understand, human generated decisions. So someone might be saying, someone might be looking at the company structure of ZOS who's making these decisions and saying, well, look, that person seems redundant, but they actually aren't. That can happen. But in the vast majority of cases, people get laid off because they aren't doing their jobs for one of two reasons. Putting another parenthesis in here, for one of two reasons. One, they are choosing not to do their job, at least to the extent their description and requirements mandate. Or the job that they are doing, either effectively or ineffectively, is simply no longer necessary. So the people who got laid off, kind of by definition, it's unlikely that we really need them to keep the game going. They need their jobs. I mean, I do have human feeling for them. That's awful. But what also is really interesting to me is out of all these people who are laid off, the two most high profile ones, where was this again? Mm, yeah, page 1 of this forum. Were Gina Bruno and Mike Finnegan. Now, were those choices just random? Were these people fired for absolutely random reasons? Or could this be part of a targeted effort to improve the game by excising dead weight? I mean, just from everything I've seen, none of this to me indicates we're closing the servers. ESO is the new world. The game is dead. We're giving up. What this honestly strikes me as is a pruning, where this same thing happened last year. ZOS was completely out of control at that point. They were out of their minds thinking they could make this sci-fi noir looter shooter while also servicing ESO. That needed course correction, and dramatically. This seems to me less of a dramatic course correction and more of an optimization. So we do know that the content release schedule is being retooled. It's being revised. Things are probably going to be set back. But I very highly doubt that the higher ups at Microsoft actually want to shutter this game. It makes too much money. It's too beloved. It's an absurdly profitable cash cow. And it needs to be in place at least until the release of the Elder Scrolls 6, which is at least 18 months out, realistically, right? They're not just going to make this huge gap in Elder Scrolls properties. No, that would be moronic. All right, I'll probably get into another one, but that's the end of my rant for now. I'm gonna catch up with the chat. If that's even possible. There's been a lot of chat. Okay, I'll start from the newest. Yeah, 15 million a month revenue. That's like a considerable amount. Like, it's not like Microsoft Game Studios would die without it, but even jaded Microsoft is not going to just sneeze at 200 mil a year. No. People need to wait for the updated roadmap at least. Yeah. Busy Brown, I'm no comments. But I'm sorry. That was the immediate vibe I got from Mike Finnegan, and it just never went away. I want to be really careful with what I say here. Dude struck me as a creep. Yeah, see, Blank Knight, you're right. They do try to keep their content creators on a leash with ESO. That was Gina's main job, honestly, was just keeping people who are creating content in the game towing the line, which is why I never want to be part of the content creator super club, Mickey Mouse Club stuff. Brian Wheeler next. I don't know. Probably not until next year. OSRS has 100 workers that put out weekly updates for Mr. Build Dad. They have more players than ESO. Start with 4 people as a side project. Yeah, I mean, I think people are making the assumption here that ZOS actually needs all of their 400, or say it's 200, say it's 700. ZOS needs all their employees. That's a big assumption. I think especially in today's era of automation, I don't think there's any company in the world that actually needs all of its employees. And again, the ones confirmed, 33 of them. 33. There are probably more. Say there's 100. How do we actually know that they were doing their jobs effectively and are needed at the company for the game to continue to thrive? Maybe they were, but why are we assuming that? Just to be nice? I mean, do these people actually care about what happens to the game? Or is this all just some virtue signaling simulator? I'm the nicest guy. I'm crying the most for the employees right now. Well, I mean, what is actually more important to you, that the game or talking about the game on Reddit? And I mean, don't get me wrong, this could be an enormous disaster. This could be the beginning of the end of ESO, but we just don't know that yet. We have no fucking clue. This is all based on, again, one hyperbolic, hysterical, insane blue sky post that got retracted, and 33 confirmed people who've been let go. If there's any more information out there, do let me know. I'm actually going to check the thanks for resubbing, Purge. I'm going to check the dev tracker. I'm going to check the dev tracker to see if there's anything else new here. No. They haven't posted anything else yet. We don't have any more information. I know, let's talk about scenarios here, right? Let's talk about best and worst case scenarios. I'm gonna start recording again, actually. This is all gonna come out in a condensed video tomorrow. All right. Let's talk about best and worst case scenarios here. Starting with the worst. Let's do the bad news first, right? Worst case scenario is this is gearing up for maintenance mode. I really think that is the only likely worst case scenario. I don't think it's even possible at this point. It's not even worth countenancing the idea that it's going to shutter the servers. And let's dive into that as to why, right? It's worth discussing because people see things like Ashes of Creation. They see things like New World. They're like, oh, where's your vault? Ashes of Creation isn't even really worth mentioning in this context. It was an MLM scam from the beginning run by known con men. But New World is at least tangential enough. It was an actually released, developed MMO from a large company tangential to Microsoft, Amazon. Let's talk about that. Why did New World get canceled? Well, it wasn't making any money. It had operated at a loss since launch. It had no feasible, viable monetization model. It was subscription free. All they had was cosmetics. They started giving away everything for free at the end. There was no recurring revenue source to cover its costs. Also, Amazon should never have gotten into games, and they finally figured that out. With Microsoft, they've been in gaming since 2000, or like, was it 2001? they've been the primary gaming computing platform since the 90s. But the Xbox came out in 2001, correct? 2002, thereabouts. They have an established, understood presence and foothold in the arena. But even that's kind of an aside here. The reason New World shut down was it was losing money. Profit margins at ESO are probably 80%. And they're going to be even higher with getting rid of this overhead. There will be some initial knee jerk of people unsubbing and leaving the game over this, but they'll be back. These are just hysterical basement dwellers with no grasp of reality. They'll be back. Oh, yeah. So I don't think the profit's going to go down. I don't think the gross income is going to go down. And the overhead is definitely going down. So it's going to actually, with this move, be more profitable, thereby making my worst case scenario, okay, we're entering maintenance mode. What does that mean? Well, it means either no new content or a very slow rate of new content. Like glacially slow, like just slowed down to basically nothing, like a tiny little drip drop every once in a while. But I find that to be very unlikely. And here's why. Here's why. Jessica Folsom here, what is she saying? Is she saying we're not making anything new? No. If you translate the corporate speak here, right? What she's saying, things are going to come a little bit slower from now on. It's going to be a little bit slower. But we're still committed to making new content. Still going to make new content. It's just going to be a little bit slower in the coming. Okay. Right. I mean, that makes sense. You're losing people. It's going to slow down, but I even wonder if that's going to be really the case long term. If things are going to be delayed that considerably. My stance on that is likely yes. Like 80% likelihood that we will see some considerable slowdown in content release. But I'm not certain about that. I actually probably revise that downward to 60 or 70% probability. I don't know. Is it going to slow down? They're just putting out this corporate flack ahead of time to say, hey, things might look different. We're just warning you. We need to think about all this. But then, according to Zos Kevin over here, the boots on the ground haven't even talked to leadership yet. Meaning Nick Giacomini and Joe Burba. They don't even know. Nobody knows. Especially that, what was her name? That Kate person who said, the studio was bombed. Everyone's dead. Yelling fire in a crowded theater. Okay, so worst case scenario, summing up, maintenance mode. But what does that really look like? It means the servers stay open for at least the next 3 to 5 years, possibly 10. I saw someone referencing Knights of the Old Republic, which has been on maintenance mode for years, but it's still running. People still play it. EverQuest went for isn't it still going? Isn't EverQuest still a thing? Or they're remaking it or something? But I know it went 10 years in maintenance mode. So nothing will really change, except actually it might be kind of good because people are always saying they're burnt out with all the events and new content anyway. People will be able to go putter around with their houses and do all the quests they never got to. I'm sure they'll still be releasing new cosmetics to buy, running through all the old crown crates, and then maybe 5 to 8 years from now, they'll start talking about, yeah, we're going to start wrapping things up here, guys. Servers are going to shut down in 2038. It's been a great ride, but it's over now. By that point, everyone will be on to Guild Wars 3 and the Elder Scrolls 6 anyway. No one's going to care. Like, oh, well, that was fun. I miss ESO. Bye. See you later. That's really the worst case scenario here. I think that's possible. That's possible. We're entering maintenance mode. Okay. Now let's talk about best case scenario. Starting with like huffing pure copium, like 100% pure. Like you stick the knife in the block and you taste it like, oh man, that's some good stuff. That's some good copium. Let's start there, all right? Yeah, that's the 100% pure, man. There's more in that for you if we make a deal. 100% pure copium is this is going to provide that beautiful catchphrase from corporate language, more agility. They're cutting the fat off the thing. ZOS is losing weight, dead weight. And this will actually enable the studio to be more agile in developing and creating new content. Now, to kind of support this psychocopium, let's try to turn our brain rotted brains back 1 year ago, just about exactly 1 year ago, when over 9,000 people were laid off from Microsoft Game Studios, Kakarot. Wow, Vegeta, that sounds like a lot. I can't believe that many people got laid off. Yes, it's going to be the end of gaming as we know it, Kakarot. People were apoplectic about this. They acted like ZOS canceling an unrelated game that was siphoning away millions of dollars a year. They acted like losing a few key personnel was the end. That hasn't been the case. It's actually been one of the best years in the history of ESO, in my opinion. Just from my enjoyment of the game, just from how much it's changed. Like, not all of it has been wonderful, but it's been way more interesting to pay attention to ESO than it ever was in the here's a new chapter, ha ha ha, have fun kind of thing from before. That was getting so old, but now it's like, damn, what are they doing now? Oh, look, that's terrible. This is great. These shows roll. These shows suck. Just some shoes are good that they're giving us, Kelly. Some shoes are bad. But they're giving us a lot of shoes. Oh my God, shows. They're giving us a lot of shoes. Okay? Kelly is happy. We're getting lots of shoes to try on and decide whether they rule or they suck. No booty calls. Okay? Betch. But the effect that was prognosticated at that juncture never came to be one iota. Not by a long shot. It was nothing like that. It was nothing like that. The studio didn't die. It actually, I would say, its corporate agility stats went up by at least like a few stat points. The thing leveled up. So hyper copium, hopium overdose analysis this actually makes the studio better. Cutting out the dead weight, because guys, come on. We know there's a lot of it. Maybe I do more than others because I've been really paying attention, but th- they're not trying their hardest there. They're just not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for us. I'm sorry for them. It sucks. But 90% of the staff at ZOS is putting in the bare minimum and collecting their paycheck, which is terrible for everyone. No one actually gets fulfillment out of life by doing the bare minimum, and the game suffers. So there's a lot of fat to be cut there. Is that what's actually happening? I don't know, but it's possible. It's possible. Now, dialing that down a little bit, turning down the face mask, the nitrous oxide copium feed down to like medium, right? This will be neither good nor bad. Things will basically progress exactly the same way they've been going. There's going to be a little bit of ruffling of feathers and, oh no. But then after that's all over, we just keep going the way things have been going. Maybe actually some new hires from people who are actually qualified. That would be cool. I'd like that. Maybe they'll finally hire Skinny Cheeks. Long story short, I think there's a considerable spectrum here of possibilities. All we really know is some people got laid off, including Gina Bruno and Matt Finnegan. But we don't know how many, and we don't know what's really going to happen. We don't know how many, and we don't know what's going to happen. But I strongly predict this woman's going to lose her job. I can't even calculate how much money her post directly costs the studio. Probably didn't affect Microsoft stock at all, but that one post bewitched Skinny Cheeks and convinced probably hundreds, if not thousands of people to unsubscribe from the game. So add her to the list. But this list of 33 people tells us basically nothing about the actual impacts. I know Ned Stark got, oh wait. I thought Ned Stark got beheaded again, but that's Ed Stark. When I first saw all this news and information coming out, I was pretty shook. But then I honestly got pissed because I looked at it more closely and I was like, wow, yet again, the freak out squad strikes again. Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame? Okay, let's see what we got here in the chat. Hey, Cab Wrights is in the chat. What's he saying? This guy's always knows. The biggest issue now is the class rework, which they were already behind on. Wait, I've been saying that too, but is that actually true? Because let me find that roadmap again. Is that actually true? So right here, it's only saying autumn for word and refresh, but I swear there was another one that had the actual months on it. Hang on. I feel like there was. Yeah, wait a second. Wait a second. No, dude, I was tripping this whole time. We all were. Look at this. Wait, no, no, no. This is the wrong picture, but wait, I just saw it. I just had it. Where'd that go? Where'd that go? Is it down here further or something? Yeah, look. Look at this. Look at this. Word and refresh September. It was always there. You have the beam of the astronauts looking at the Earth. Ward and refresh is in September. It's always been in September. You know, with the gun and everything. See, here I was thinking Warden was supposed to come out with U51, but it still might. It's just it needs to hit in September. So even October wouldn't be that huge of a delay. Yeah, I made that whole post saying snarkily, oh, they delayed it again. And then I looked at this like, oh, wait a minute. Right? We don't even know if it's been delayed beyond that, actually. Oh, but you know what's gonna be fun? Sorting the ESO Reddit by new. Microsoft is not today's problem. That's someone who actually kind of gets it. Old management, AI random bans, and the damn white knights. People blind themselves protecting a company instead of asking for more. Fanboy, destroy everything. This guy is too. I can't read what he's saying because he's bad at writing. But that was a good. I was surprised to see that first. ESO is officially dying after the layoffs. Cancel your subscriptions. It won't undo the layoffs. We deserve better. Okay, I gotta check the comments on this. What a bunch of hoo-ha. This is the same guy who asked if he could play offline yesterday. Wait, is that true? Wait, is that true? No. No, for real? Wait a minute. Yeah, it's true. That was 6 days ago. What are you saying? Is there not? Oh. Wait, this is insane. They shouldn't cancel their subscriptions because we deserve better. They should cancel our subscriptions because we shouldn't reward firing the people who created the fantasy world. But where's the confirmation any of these people actually created the game in a meaningful capacity? And still just saying we should cancel subscriptions. What? Finally, you realize the current subs are literally supporting the remaining devs, right? ESO is officially dying after the layoffs. Source, trust me, bro. Yeah, and see, look, this guy canceled, but the point is canceling doesn't get rid of ESO Plus right now. And then they'll go like 2 days without the craft bag. They're like, get right back on. I canceled, but it's because I don't want to forget to do it later. I still have 62 days left. I want to see if it's worth continuing before I pay. Finally, a sane person. I'm finishing the last of the game zones. Till they turn off servers, I'm going to keep playing. Yeah. For real. Like, duh. Bruh. Yeah, PTS testing is delayed. Yeah, right? But it's crazy. They have been saying September since the beginning for Warden. Yeah, I know they're pushing U51 back, but what people are saying is that Warden got delayed. I mean, I said that too. I fell for the propaganda. But that's not true. Kitsune, why are you getting a PC for Guild Wars 3? You know that it's going to be on PlayStation, right? Or maybe you're an Xbox player. Canceling your subs will fast track ESO to the grave. God willing. So edgy, so brave. Mm. It's been dying since Solstice. Anyone with a brain could tell you that. They added the battle pass. They said we can't make money on expansions anymore because they sucked. So we try this. If it doesn't work, it's over. In my opinion, Solstice was the first DLC that actually sucked. Westfield was great. So was Necrom. So was High Isle. It wasn't for the last few years, certainly. And they've been planning this for a while already. I just don't get all the crying about subclassing. It's like, get over it at this point. Okay. Now let's keep going here. What else we got? Oh, speaking French? This is America. No one wants... French is the language of peasants. "12 years since beta. 2,200 plus hours. What a lightweight. And over 1,200 spent? We've been playing for 12 years. You've only spent $120 every year in the game? Like, how? Bro, I always spend like at least like 500 a year? Okay, bye. I hate to be the bearer of worse news, but people are forgetting that the layoffs, this is only the first half of them. Plan to lay off another 1,600. But yeah, again, we have no idea how many of those people are actually in ZOS. Same like we don't know how many are actually laid off already or actually in ZOS. We have no idea. You regrettably speak French. My kids are learning French. I'm just being a dick about being. I think French is a beautiful language. And I know a little bit of it too. I was just busting the French's balls for being such cowards. Why do we say the French are cowards again? Is there a reason for that? Or is it because they gave up in World War II like instantly? Oh no, Le Hitler. Okay, you have the Paris. Is that why? Is that why everyone started? Oh, then they didn't want us to go bomb Afghanistan or something? Freedom fries? Or someone's trying here at least. Microsoft does not care if you boycott ESO or cancel your ESO Plus. Yeah? No, of course they don't. Like, don't. Like, what is that going to do? I'm really just like, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around this. Like, let me try to figure this out. What is the logic here? Let's start from the top. Highly hyperbolic, exaggerated news comes out. Let's say, they didn't know it was exaggerated. News comes out that half of the ESO staff are getting laid off. Therefore, the game is either going to shutter its servers like New World or it's going to maintenance mode. Now you're being presented with a choice of what to do. And the choice you make is canceling your ESO Plus subscription. Okay, that all makes sense. That all logically flows just beautifully so far. Like, not like the why, but like I can follow that people did that. But then it's like trying to chew through like sheet metal, trying to figure out Why? Why? Just fucking why? Okay, so because because the sky is blue, it makes me cry. Because the devs are on blue sky. Why? Okay, why are they doing this? The idea, okay, so it's a protest vote, right? We don't like the fact that you're laying people off the game, so therefore we aren't going to support it anymore. Okay, that makes sense, but it's stupid as all fuck. The logic coheres, but the only person who could make that kind of logical argument is a literally mentally handicapped person. Because you should be able to take that and then follow from that. Okay, so why are you mad about the people getting laid off? Okay, because you love the game, right? You love ESO. You want it to continue, right? And you're mad because the information you've received in the layoffs indicates to you that it's not going to. So the rational explanation would be like, what can I do to help with this? Like, say, okay, so say you just witnessed a car wreck and there's a guy, he got ejected from the vehicle rolled into the median, he got ejected, and he's laying there with compound fractures and he's unconscious. And so what do? You pull over, right? You're a good Samaritan, you want to help. And you go over and shoot him in the head. No! No, you don't do that. You go and apply pressure to the wounds. You call 911. You do CPR. You what do you fucking do? You don't. Okay. Okay, we're trying to understand, right? We're trying to understand why the bystander shot the victim of the car crash. Why did they do that? Why did they do that? Okay. Um but it's metastasized. It's something even more toxic for some of these people who are saying Microsoft ruined the game. Therefore, let's just go ahead and make sure it's actually dead. It's kind of like, okay, you have this puppy who you love, who's so cute and beautiful. And then it gets hit by a car and its leg gets broken. And the puppy's now a problem. It's not beautiful anymore. You have to take it to the vet. You have to pay bills. So you shoot it in the head, right? You're not my cute puppy anymore. Save me, master. No. Just like you have to be a literal sociopath to make either of those decisions. You have to like you love something and it's wonderful. You hear some bad news about it, so now you want to make sure to finish the job of killing it. Or no. The first option was you want to protest against that by taking your toys. Screw you guys, I'm going home, right? You want to go take your toys home like Cartman because they didn't respect my authority. Um the other option is like not just sociopathic, that's like homicidal. That's like, they hurt my game. Now the game must die. Now the game must die. Like, I think I figured it out, but I'm just even more disturbed now. Woo! Dump more money in to reward Microsoft. Staying subscribed to ESO doesn't reward Microsoft. It makes sure the game will still be there for you to play it. Everyone is just caught up in this anti-corporate communistic psychosis. Like, I get it. Corporations are bad, but why are corporations bad? Not because corporations are bad, because people are bad. People are sinful and evil and greedy. There isn't this thing called corporations that's its own separate entity that is inherently evil. People are greedy and evil, and people run corporations. Those same people would be running whatever commune it is that you think you want. It'd just be like a global HOA. Sure, Microsoft is like the Wizard of Oz, the shadowy entity behind the curtain, pulling all the strings and making the illusions, right? But that doesn't actually change the fact that The Elder Scrolls Online is a video game that is the primary beneficiary of your investment. Microsoft just pulls the strings and takes their cut, like any good warlord or mob boss or union boss throughout history, right? This is like you have a problem with a company, right? Like, say some company in your local town run by some multimillionaire scams you in some way, or you have a lawsuit going on or something. And so you go in to the main office and you shoot the receptionist in the head. There's a lot of shooting in the head going on in this stream. But it's like you vet your frustrations at the oligarchy against its peons. There's just this mind virus of somehow peop sorry, Mike. People good, corporations bad. Well, the truth is people bad, corporations bad, Jesus good. I Yeesh. Just hold on, it's gonna be a wild ride. Yeah, for real. Dan Gulsg, they did not cut half the jobs. Were you not here for the beginning of the stream? I already completely destroyed that argument. They did not cut half the jobs at ZOS. That's just complete bullshit. People keep parroting it, but it's not true. Lavendil, the people who leave ESO now don't really love it. It's a form of protest, but yeah, you're right. I mean, you can fucking protest a different way, for God's sake. Go actually protest. Get out of your damn basement, get a picket sign, and walk down the street. No, no, Microsoft has got to go. We stand with ESO. No, no. Go start a petition. Don't secure the death of the game you seemingly love. That's insane. I need to be a voice actor. It's always a backup, right? We pay for ESO to be alive, not for Microsoft to thrive. Yeah, I mean, look, whatever you pay for, there's always somebody who's going to take a cut out of it, whether it's the federal government and all their corruption or various corporations. Sometimes a single purchase at a gas station benefits like 10 different corporations. That's the way the economy works. Sorry, Zoomer. I'm sorry you didn't go to school because of the pandemic and you don't understand what economics is. But giving power to some centralized community authority is not going to fix anything. It's just going to make it worse. And that's why they're trying to push you down that line. That's why they're trying to corrupt the weak-minded youth into thinking, oh, we can just replace corporatism with communism. Everything will be all better. No, it won't. It'll be worse. What we have now is horrific. Can you imagine anything worse than that? Oh, yes, what you guys are proposing. There's always this idea that things are bad now and there's some beautiful golden opportunity of change that will fix everything. That's just not how the world works. What actually does happen inevitably is revolutionary movements begin centered around idiotic young people who usher in a new paradigm that is progressively worse than the one that came before it. That's actual history. Learn history. Learn it. That is what has happened progressively since the Napoleonic Wars over the last 200 years. Honestly, since the Enlightenment period began in the 1600s, it's just been one steady downward slope. And this is the next step where literally everything that we have left is being taken from us. And the idiotic children are applauding because they think they're going to get a piece of the cake. No, the beast always turns on itself. The first people who are consumed are its supporters. Damn shame. Damn shame. Hey, Select Star, thank you for becoming Select Start 82. Thank you for becoming a member at the highest tier. Really appreciate that. We don't know how important the people who are laid off are. It's true. That's true. Best ESO streamer I've seen in the last 10 years. Thank you, man. Thank you, Select Start. Unsubbing from ESO won't hurt Microsoft, but it could hurt ESO. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Unsubscribing from ESO will not, like this post is saying right here. I got hyped up. But I was going through the Reddit post. It's not gonna, the only way it's gonna affect Microsoft is they're going to decide to cancel ESO because you canceled all your subscriptions. It's so moronic. If I hadn't been watching the same kind of behavior in the ESO community for the last 10 years, I would say this is unbelievable. But it's not, sadly. Is the endgame community done for? No. The reality of what happened with Zons, it's not over, but it definitely sucks. ESO is bringing in roughly $15 million a month, so the job cuts are not about the survival of the business. It is about the soul-crushing kowtowing at the altar, spelled incorrectly, altar, of the almighty shareholder. I don't know, man. I got out of it, but I've been a shareholder before. I didn't feel particularly almighty. You know, you can just go buy shares of companies. The almighty shareholder. Okay. I spent 20K in the game. That sounds more like it. I know people have paid 200K on the game. Microsoft, we can kill the game for you if you want. Damn, this is a straight up psychopathic post. Like, read the way this is written. This is crazy. This is some wild fucking work here. Look at this. I'm just going to read this in the voice that, like, I'm hearing this in my as in my head. Microsoft, we can definitely kill the game for you if you want. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I, as a paying customer, am supposed to have any sort of faith in your products when you decimated its support team. Why shouldn't I unsubscribe and just cut you off completely? Would you enjoy that? What? What the fuck? Hannibal fucking Lecter over here. It puts the employees in the game, or else it gets the unsubscribe again. What a fucking psycho. What? Bro. The game is so man, this is not even like I can't even take this seriously anymore. This is just so funny. This is so stupid. I unsubbed today. I'm done. Ah. This guy's great. It was because of me. They banned me for no reason in the forums a few days ago. Whenever someone does me wrong, something bad happens to them. My apologies. Ah, whew. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if you saw Cab, but I tried watching Skinny's video this morning. I lasted like 3 minutes. It lasted like 3 minutes, bro. I couldn't. I couldn't. Yeah, I almost want to go dump like $5,000 in the game right now just to counteract this. That's probably like the amount of all the people who actually unsubscribed. I just want to go buy like 5K worth of crown crates. And then like who cares? Who cares like about all your unsubscribes? Deal with it. Only real leader you can trust is Jesus Christ Almighty. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah, my brother. Absolutely. Yeah, sure. Like anyone who disagrees with this, go ahead and unsub. I don't want you on my channel anyway. Why would I? There's gonna be trouble down the road. Um, thank you, Zos, for all the work you put into creating this world and community. Yeah, sure. Oh, this is the best one here. This is the best. This is so good. It's so ESOver. And he throws in the "you will own nothing and be happy" thing. The beginning of the end. I canceled ESO Plus over this. That'll show him. All those bullies who bullied me in high school. Cool. I'll cancel my membership too. Then maybe Sharon will love me. Maybe what's the word they use for it in like the incel community? Like there's like a name for women, like for all women. It's like I forget. Stacy, right? Yeah. Maybe Stacy will love me if I unsubscribe from ESO. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's just this woman has to get fired. She is lied. She this is so lame. I take it crossplay is dead now? Like maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Like maybe. Stacy cannot come over after school. After school. We can hang around by the pool. Hang by the pool. I don't remember how the rest of the song goes. But yeah, no, Stacy's mom. Yeah, you know, that's an absolute classic. Oh, from the best friend of a laid off employee. She's been a die-hard gamer. She was promoted. She worked hard. Okay, I'll bite. What is this all about? I don't know, but my heart is broken. I loved them. I went to their parties. I'm a big boy. Okay. I'm about done here, guys. I'm about done here. I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back. I'm all grown up now. Stacy, can't you see? Stacy's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I've waited for so long. Hmm. Like, don't people realize that the first step of communism would be total corporocratic takeover of everything? Like, oh man, really? Like, this is just pervasive. We should show the soulless corpos responsible for all these layoffs. Like, just the assumption here again. Microsoft did the layoffs, like on the most like obvious level that I guess is the only level these people get to. Yes, but they're acting like Microsoft is some big blundering giant swinging around a hammer, just hitting anything it can, like with no thought in its head whatsoever about the consequences. Like, do you think that's really how you run a business of that size? Like, who really caused the layoffs here? Was it Microsoft just being big meanie poo poo heads? Or was it maybe Zoss not doing what they should be doing and being bloated? I don't get it. I think this is like what? Like this is like union propaganda or something? Like just people have just been programmed this way for like the last 60 years to think on these lines. And look, I'm not like some I really hope this is getting across. I'm not some like corporate apologist pro business guy. That's just not me. It's just that I want to apply blame where it actually resides. I kind of like this thing called truth. And I believe in something called objective reality, as unpopular as that may be today. Weird. Just weird. Okay. Um Cancel your sub, stop buying crown crates. The idiot corpos who made this stupid decision because they think they'll give more profits. Show them how wrong they are. This person just keeps going in and editing their posts over and over again. They have zero karma. Instead of actually making an argument, some of you need to understand. Why are you so stupid? You're such a stupid head. The corpos on the top who only know money have already killed ESO. They're the executioners. They just decided to use the poison instead of the axe. Woob, woob, woob. Select start. So actually, Fallout 76 is developed directly by Bethesda. So ESO is the only property currently being developed by ZOS. So we do know it was directly affecting them. There's a major problem in America. People just blame business corporations for everything. And they preach communism is a better alternative. I mean, yeah, like, okay, like if you have a better alternative, like, I don't know, like some new form of trust busting or like, I don't know. I can't even think of a better alternative. Like our situation does suck, but like, so what are you going to do? Have the government come fix it? Cause we can trust the government, right guys? Right, guys? We can trust the governments. Can't trust those corporations, but the government, man, they're all great. I love the government. Well, you know what the only actual real solution is? On an individual level, enlightened anarchistic autonomy. So if every single person becomes a libertarian, if we just have a nation of Ron Pauls, that's the only answer though. But the real problem for that is you end up butting heads against the unfortunate reality of meritocracy, where I'm sorry, but out of all the inhabitants of the Western world, especially with all the new influx who are coming here, probably only 10% or so are actual like platonic philosopher king material. That's being like generous too. Like only a maximum of 10% of people can actually like exercise agency over their own destiny and educate themselves to the extent of being autonomous. Like only 10% can even understand what I just said. Right? It gets my mind going to some pretty dark places. Some solutions of a final variety. The only answer is self-determination, but there are only a very small number of selves who can actually have that determination. So when it comes to philosophy, I'm ultimately Nietzschean, but spiritually, I'm Christian. And thankfully, the blood of Christ cancels everything else out. So I don't have to think about this. Ultimately, it's in God's hands. We just have to love one another. And not I'm worrying too much about this. Christ has been remarkably absent from this whole conversation. Um, yeah. Passive cuck Christianity it is. Just kidding. But like, yeah, I don't know. Because like the only actual solution you can come to is so dark and fucked up and twisted that you can't actually do it unless you're like mini Nietzsche and you believe in the right of the strong or you're Wagnerian or you're a Jungian or something, right? So yeah, ultimately it's just you need Christ. That's the only answer. But this is all just insane. If I sound psychotic, you're in the group I was talking about. The 90% who just can't ever get it. Oh well, good luck. Okay. Doom posting is ESO cooked. Blah, blah, blah. Half the ESO team got laid off. Oh, yeah, they sure did, didn't they? Now we're getting to like the very first post here. Yeah, from 6 hours ago. This is the first time it's showing up around 6 hours ago. All right. Let's see if there's anything new. I'll check if there's any more dev updates. And then we'll be done here. I want to see this guy's real bunny. Oh, dude, wait. That's like, except for like whatever he's got going on with his contrast and stuff here. Those look very similar. The two rabbits are very similar. Good job. What a nice like wholesome post to like juxtapose today. Oh, this guy. Dude, this guy used to haunt my this Evan Calgary guy. He used to haunt my my comment section with all this doomer psycho stuff, and here he is on the forums in his natural environment. I'm not even going to read that. Because again, like it was always like this wall of text with no punctuation, and it was always just like literally schizophrenic. It's not as bad for the longevity of the game as you would think. Oh, thank God. Please. Please. This is while we were talking about this. What is this guy saying? The dev team was 200 plus. I think it was a lot more than that. It's not half of that gone. It's only around 30 to 40 employees. Yes. Yes. It's messed up for those devs and their families. Yes. And if that has not come through as clearly as it should in the stream, that is true. 100% true. It sucks for them. I'm sorry for them. I am, legitimately. It's a scary, fucked up situation to be in. You just lost your safety net, all your benefits, everything. I'm not being in any way facetious here at all. Like, sucks. The loss is being overblown, though, for the sake of doom posting. At most, that's about a quarter of the team. It's not going to standby mode, as some might think. Unless more layoffs happen, it will likely continue as it was at a slower pace. Yeah. So the counter argument, we know more layoffs are going to happen, but then someone says, we don't know if they're going to be from ZOS. True. It's not going to be sunsetted. There's no skeleton crew. The game isn't going to die. One of the realistic posts not farming karma. The funny thing is the posts that have been so doomerish haven't farmed any karma at all. They all have 0 karma. You went off script. You're not supposed to do that. Prop up the AI bubble. I mean, yeah, that's true. Corpo liquors are something else. It's a disservice to the game to start treating it like it's already dead. If you do, the remaining devs will have no choice but to find employment elsewhere. Everyone jumping ship, or what sounds like something worse than it is, they deserve to know that any loss is tragic. It's not numerically as bad as people think. And what's all these Portuguese people? Like, just learn English, man. All right. That's everything as far as I'm aware. Let's look at the forums again. See if there's anything else new. Hey, thank you, Valid Vlad. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate you. Is ESO in maintenance mode? Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for everything. Yeah, all right, guys, let's just chat for a minute, then I'm getting out of here. That woman's post is very unprofessional and emotional. Absolutely, Lavendil. Absolutely. Put it on him, brother. It's okay to tell him about the darkness. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I just kind of got carried away there, but thank you for letting me tell you guys about the darkness, too. 401ks got better. All devs are under threats because technology is going for AI for a lot of tasks. I mean, yes. I'll have something to say about that in a minute. I hope crown crates will be cheaper. Fat chance. ESO can be quite profitable even as a corpse. Sounding suspiciously like necrophilia. Baby Riddles. I just want to say that although I don't think you like me very much, because I've been open about how much I hate all the glowing skins, which is what you mostly like about the game. I think you're a cool dude and I watch your content. Why, why would you think I don't like you over that? I guess like people are used to the common denominator here of people freaking out over having contrary opinions. But no, like, I mean, if you check out my recent showcase, I have plenty of characters that are like really like dark and kind of like minimal too. Like, I mean, I'll pull that up right now. But no, like, what I mean, the only people I don't like are people who are is constantly on my ass for things, just because it gets annoying. But I try to bless them with God's love anyway. Like, this isn't because I'm some uber forgiving Christian. I'm pretty shitty in my walk with Christ. To be honest with you, it's been a short walk so far. But why would I dislike someone for having just a contrary opinion about the aesthetics of the game? No, I mean, now I don't like you. No, I'm kidding. But it's like if people think that about me, like you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. I appreciate everybody's different aesthetic styles. 100%. Yeah, the werewolf I've been rocking is like really, really laid back. Surprisingly good for glowy skins, dude. Well, thank you. Hey, look, is this skin glowy? Hey, now come on now. Come on now, everybody. Is this skin glowy? No. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of glow on it. Okay, okay, I get it. Is this skin glowy? Yeah. But look, I mean, I've got a wide variety going on here. I've even got naked Dr. Manhattan over here, all right? I've got a I got a real smorgasbord for you guys. I got a few like legitimately like 100% zesty options for you. But no, I mean, this is the main one I've been rocking recently. I might do like a round of battlegrounds to finish up here. We'll see. Is ESO cooked? People have different opinions, not dislike each other. I like my wife, for instance. um, I came way into the ESO world. I love it. Yeah. Then you say if they tried harder, they wouldn't get laid off. Um, I didn't say that exactly. I didn't say that exactly. Um, Here's what I did say. I did say that layoffs are usually not random. I did say that, and I stand behind that. Let me turn the audio on here. I said that, and I stand behind it. Gotta get my ultimate up by killing some crabs and stuff. This is what I do before every Battlegrounds match. I think it's entirely possible there were some people mixed up in this who really shouldn't have lost their jobs. Their jobs really weren't redundant. I think that does happen. But I think for the most part, layoffs exist to reduce bloat and redundant positions. It's not like corporations are these evil, sadistic entities inherently. that just go around hurting people for fun. Their job is to make sure that their properties succeed. I pressed the wrong button. I meant to turn on the PlayStation audio capture. There we go. So I wouldn't be so crass as to say that exactly. I wouldn't say, man, if these people just tried hard, they'd still have their jobs. I think in a lot of cases, it wasn't their fault. It was upper management telling them, hey, do this stupid thing. It's fine if you only come to work 2 days a week. It's going to be great. But I also do not believe that the majority of the layoffs were just purely random. Too shiny. The Doom posting is exhausting. Showing any conviction whatsoever ends up being interpreted as abrasive. One non-Chloe skin detected. All things considered, we have a pretty good community, so let's just enjoy and keep on questing. Yeah, exactly. We really do. There's just a few like blatantly schizophrenic, just crazy people yelling all the time. But the vast majority of the community is absolutely amazing. It really is. What's going on in zone chat? Let's find out. Nothing. Literally nothing. Everyone's silent. I could start something going. Will they postpone season 1? No, that's still coming out day after tomorrow. U51 may be postponed. That's entirely possible. Whoever came up with the idea of vengeance needs to go first. Ooh, well, they didn't. Amazingly, they're still there. Yeah. Corporations are not mustache-twirling villains who deliberately put waste into oceans for the fun of it. Many factors could apply, like apathy and saving money. Yeah, they're usually not immoral. They're just amoral. They're just thinking about things other than morality. But that's different from being evil. Depending on which philosophical... Postmodernists would say that evil is banal, meaning that amorality and immorality are essentially identical when you get right down to it. But the more traditional sense of morality is that amorality and immorality are inherently different. Yeah, dude, blue sky has never been a good look. No, Pete. That is like the most massive possible overreaction. I addressed this at the beginning, why this is not going to be a New World type situation, like absolutely, like, and also like toward the middle during a section about like best and worst case scenarios, and that's not even a worst case scenario. It's not even possible. Yeah, like Blank Knight is saying, it's New World just never made money. I'm gonna open my door, get some airflow in here. And we'll see if this battleground ever pops. Valid Vlad, I mean, you could show me your drip. Join our Discord. It's literally the first link on my literally the first link on my profile. There's a link in the description too. Join the Discord. We have a whole channel on there dedicated to drip. Channel, that's what it's called. All this tech terminology is confusing. That was so weird. Earlier today, my my subscribers dropped like by like 30 all at once, and now it all came right back. YouTube be tripping. When am I swapping to PC? Like, probably never. I don't see any reason to. Unless, like, a sponsor decides to, like, give me a PC. Then I'll probably at least use it for other things, but I'm happy with my PS5 Pro. And especially since all the games that I want to play coming out and everything are also going to be on PS5, I don't see any reason. But man, is this Battleground ever going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? Yeah, I love the Doom Wolf and the Doom Wolf pup combo. It'll most likely fall into semi-maintenance mode. Okay, here we go. Here's the Battleground. I'm gonna go like sit at my actual couch and turn off the camera, but I'll bring the mic over there so I can focus on this, not be watching it through the little OBS screen here. All right, let's do it. Chaos Ball. Ugh. Oh, wait. Oh. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I forgot that the cord on my mic is not very long. But that's close enough right there. There we go. Watch, I'm probably going to tank this. Everyone left, so there's no battlegrounds. That's right. That's right. Everyone stopped playing ESO. Kitsune, I have my full werewolf build up. Just go to my page. It's like in the last couple weeks, put the build up there. All right, let's do it. Come on, everyone, pay attention. We got some things to do here.
We will be victorious.
Not liking the look of this. Stop. Nope. Dude, come on. That's my fault for just rushing in. But it's not looking good for us.
Hold on to the ball.
This is looking pretty rough. We managed to get 2 of the balls, though. Oh, this guy's just standing here with the ball. What are you doing? Yeah. Oh, sheesh. Wait a minute. Now they got me. I swear I actually usually do good, guys. We're just going to play this defensive. We still have 2 of the balls. I'll just take down people as they try to get us. Yeah, like this guy. Oh, we got the whole team coming at us now. Alright.
Let's get that ball.
Hold on to the ball.
All those shields can't do nothing for you, honey child.
Steal that ball back.
With pleasure.
Must get the ball. Guard that ball with your life.
That. Nope.
Get off the field.
Is the middle one back? Yeah, I can actually pick that one up. Yoink. This guy's so squishy.
That ball or get off the field.
So is this guy. Nope, 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 nope. No, 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 no. Yeah. That was inevitable.
Protect the ball at all costs.
Where's the ball holders? There's one over here. What are you doing? One v4. This is not going to go well. Gonna go around.
It's our ball now.
Me no think so. Wow. Can you have less HP? Like, is it even physically possible? Yeah, that's right. Walk away from your healer. That's the right idea. Do it. Do it. Do it. It's over for me. I just want to get this guy. I just want to get this freaking guy. Yeah, too late. Bro, thank you for the corpse. Oh, what I love about the corpse eating is it's like even worse than teabagging, but it's literally just part of the game.
Clumsy. Let's go. Must get the ball.
This Burbl's pretty good. I'm guessing he has less than 30k health, though. All these guys are pretty low on health, not gonna lie.
Let's get that ball. It's our ball now. Snatch the ball, quick.
Are we under attack? Yeah, we are. We are. Oh, there's a lot of them over here. No, you don't.
Guard that ball with your life.
Pick up the ball now! Snatch the ball back, quick!
Guys are so lucky they got that healer with them. Oh, they've got 2 balls right now, though. Can't let that happen. Gotta put an end to that. I got one of them at least. Whatever good that's gonna do. Yeah. They probably can't catch up. Still probably try to go take it from them, though. At least make them drop it. Oh, just literally no one else with me. Come get me, bruh. Oh, you brought your ball holder out with you. That was smart. You just... No, not me. No, I wasn't talking about me.
Quickly grab the ball!
Okay. I forgot. I can just turn on my rampage. Totally forgot. Too late. I think it's also too late for them to catch up.
Get that ball! Go! Go!
Wait.
We have the ball!
Okay.
Your ward.
Well, we did it. It's messy. We did it. I'm not happy now unless I get more than 30. Unless I get more than 30 kills in the match. All right. We're going to stop there, guys. Come back over here and... All right. Yeah, thanks for being here for the stream today, guys. It was a good one. Covered a lot of ground. This situation is just whack. I'm glad I have so many like-minded people and that I was able to like clamp down on the disinformation a little bit. So for the rest of the day, I'm just going to be editing down the like cogent parts of what I recorded here. That'll be out as a video tomorrow. And then the next day will be my video on like what to do first in season 1, which is still happening. Yeah, I'm actually, I just started last night. I spent like 30 minutes working on this house for the first time. This is a good way to finish up. Just a little bit of coziness. So I just started messing around with this last night. Still in very like rudimentary stages. So this is the Wild Grown Chapel of Julianos I gave out for free a few months ago. Where's my other mount? Let's wander around here somewhere. There he is. No, that's not him. There he comes. And this is the interior. I always make like some sort of throne room in my houses. But that's all I've done. That's all I've done so far. But it's been a while since I've done anything with housing. It's been like a year. So I'm excited to get back into it a little bit. Spend some time finessing. But yeah. All right, guys. God bless you. Thank you for being here for the stream today. This has been some absolute madness. But yeah, glad I was able to be a voice of reason in the midst of it all. And God bless you all. If you have not yet subbed, please do. Please like the stream, share it. We're going to finish up with a prayer. Lord, thank you as always for the Elder Scrolls Online. Thank you for continuing to keep it going all these years. Lord, please do be with the people who are affected by today's layoffs, and please do bring clarity and knowledge to the minds of those who are confused about what's happening. Let your truth resound throughout the community. Sweep away all the cobwebs of confusion and misinformation and deception so that we can look at the situation with truth and dignity and not make it worse than it is. Lord, I thank you for my community and for making it possible to do this stream today. I ask you to bless everyone watching. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. All right. Thanks, everybody. I will see you later. And thanks to everybody who did sub and became a member and donated throughout the stream. Really appreciate you all. I'll see you soon. Oh, yeah. If you want to keep the conversation going, join the Discord. Again, the link is just in the description here in the video. If you go to my channel page, it's the first link in my bio. Join the Discord. Keep it going. God bless you all. See you soon.